Hi students, I'm happy to see you today. Today our theme is house and home. So it means that we will be talking about the topics house and home. Okay, the model of the lesson social sphere of communication. So aim of the lesson to develop language, communicative and cultural competences, critical thinking and creativity. To enlarge vocabulary related to the topic house and home, to improve speaking and writing skills. So let me introduce you with the plan of the lesson. We are going to learn today about the identity and the definitions of the terms house and home, to consider the difference between house and home, to point out types of house, to determine the functions of a house, to explain the use of the there is, there are. So students, when you think of or hear the words house and home, what comes to your mind? What is house? Can you give me the definition of the term a house? If you are in doubt, let's point out its definition. House is a building designed for people to live in. And a house is a physical structure where individuals or families make their home, where the home is a place where a person lives and feels a sense of belonging, comfort, and emotional connections. Dear learners, can you differentiate a house and a home? Can you point out the differences between them? So look at this slide, and here are 6 differences between a house and home are given. First, a house is a building, when home is a place of emotional attachments. A house focuses on structure and design. Home focuses on relationships and comfort. A house is physical and tangible. Home is emotional and intangible. 4. You can buy or rent a house. Home is made through personal connection and care. A house may feel empty. Home feels warm and welcoming. You can move from one house to another. Your sense of home can remain wherever you feel you belong. So let's study the types of house. Here are common types of house. First, detached house, a standalone building, not connected to any other. Second, semi-detached house, shares one common wall with another house. 3. Terraced house is a part of a row of houses joined side by side. 4. Apartment, flat is a unit within a large building with multiple homes. 5. Bungalow is a single-story house. 6. Cottage is a small, cozy house, often in the countryside. 7. Villa is a large, luxurious house, often with gardens. 8. Duplex is a building divided into 2 separate living units. 9. Townhouse is a tall, narrow house in a row, often with multiple floors. 10. Mobile house is movable house, often built on a trailer frame. So now, dear students, let's talk about the functions of a house, about the physical aspects of the house. So the first is shelter. Shelter protects from weather, natural elements, and danger. Security provides safety from intruders. Space for living offers rooms for sleeping, cooking, eating, storage. Keeps belongings safe and organized. Privacy creates personal space away from the outside world. Second, functions of home. Emotional and social aspects. Sense of belonging gives a feeling of being accepted and loved. Comfort. provides emotional warmth and relaxation. Identity reflects personal style, values, and culture. Emotional security, a place to express feelings freely. Social bonding, space for family connections and traditions. Let's turn to today's grammar topic. I'll explain you the use of there is, there are. We use there is and there are to say something exists or is in place. When to use them? There is used with first thing in a singular form. Example, there is a cat on the chair. There are used with two or more things, plural. There are 3 books on the table. In positive sentence, we use like this. There is a pen on the desk. There are 2 apples in the basket. In negative, there isn't pen on the desk. There aren't any apples in the basket. And in questions, is there a pen on the desk? Yes, there is. No, there isn't. Are there any apples? Yes, there are. No, there aren't. Helpful tip for using there is, there are. If the noun is uncountable, we also use there is. For example, there is some milk in the fridge. There isn't any water in the bottle. Dear learners, do you know any quotations about home or house? Can you refresh them in your mind? If not, in the case, please pay attention to the given quotations on your screen. Here are some well-known and thoughtful quotations about house and home. First, a house is made of walls and beams. A home is built with love and dreams. Second, home is the nicest world there is. 3. The magic thing about home is that it feels good to live, and it feels even better to come back. 4. A house is not a home unless it contains food and fire for the mind as well as the body. 5. Home is where one starts from. 6. Wherever we love is home. Home that our feet may live, but not our hearts. 7. A man's house is his castle. 8. Home is not a place, it's a feeling. So we can see that there are a lot of interesting quotations about home and house. Try to understand and analyze meaning of them. Choose one that you like best of all and write an essay. And I suppose you will learn all of them and try to keep in your mind. Our next task is answering the questions. Now, students, you should answer the questions about the topic, house and home, relying on your own knowledge that you have gained today. First question, what is the definition of the term home? What are the main differences between a house and home? What are the primary functions of a house? Why might the functions of home be considered different from those of a house? 5. What types of house can you point out? Essay writing. Here are several essay topics about house and home. Choose one of the topics below and write a 200-word essay. First task, describe your home. Write a short paragraph, 6-8 sentences. Describing your home include details about the size, rooms, furniture, and colors. The second task, a day at home. Write about a typical day at home. What do you usually do in different rooms? Write 6-8 sentences. The third task, my ideal home. Imagine your ideal home in the future. Describe it in a short paragraph. Be creative. Students, you are going to implement a case study task. Case study task, choosing a new house and making it a home background. Aisha and her husband are moving to new city for work. They are choosing between an apartment close to the city center or a townhouse in a quiet suburb and a small country house. While discussing, Aisha says she wants the place to feel like home, while her husband focuses on price, size, and location. And your task, why do Aisha and her husband need to find a new house? You have to answer to these questions. The next question, what are the 3 types of homes they are thinking about? what is important to Aisha and what is important to her husband when choosing a house. And at the end of our lesson, let's make conclusion of what we have done for today. The definitions of the terms house and home were identified. The differences between house and home was considered. Types of house were pointed out. The functions of a house were determined, and the use of zeri zara were explained. So, dear students, you can get more information about the text that we have learned today from the references that is given on your screen. So that's the end of our video lesson. I believe you'll do your best and fulfill all the assignments given in this video lesson. Bye. Good luck, students.